What's up guys, my name is Joe and we are back with another episode of British Guy Reacts, and today we are going to be reacting to the top 10 best cities to live in America. If you are new around here, please click the subscribe button, join the channel, join the crew, give the video a like, comment down below on other sorts of reactions you want to see. Let's get straight into today's video. Let's go.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to The World According to Briggs, and a video that answers a question I get asked frequently. What city should I move to? Just like the last video that we did on states, I get this question all the time, back and forth. Today's video is my opinion based on things that I've learned over the last year or so doing these videos. So if you're looking for some hardcore stat video, this ain't it today. I will be
Good. The hardcore stat ones are never as fun. It's good to have someone's opinion because it's going to annoy some people as well, which is, you know, sometimes funny.
referencing different stats to support why I feel that this is a good option for anyone that wants to move there. And I'll also tell you who I think should move there. Now keep in mind, every state, every city, every town has bad things like crime, poverty, bad weather, and drugs. That's life. Normally, if a place has a bunch of that stuff, it's affordable. If it doesn't, it's gonna be expensive. That's just how the world works.
That's the way it
We're doing
goes.
a shorter than normal intro today, so why don't we just take a look?
Okay, number 10.
Number 10, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Grand
Michigan starts
Rapids.
off our list today just like it
Okay.
did on the state one. Michigan was the number 10 spot, and here's Grand Rapids at number 10. Grand Rapids is a city that's seen some rough times, but things are getting better there, and right now it's a really good place to live if
It's on the up and up. That's what we like to hear, you know. This was really nice.
you don't mind the cold. It's far enough away from
mind the
Detroit so it
cold.
doesn't get much of that Detroit stank on them, and they're not too far from Lake Michigan, which is always fun. Especially
What's going on in Detroit? What's Detroit stink? That's not very nice, is it, to the people of Detroit? Or does it actually stink there? Let me know in the comments.
Detroit stank on them, and they're not too far from Lake Michigan, which is always fun, especially in the summer. Sure, there's winter things you can do there, but summers in Michigan are really good as long as you get past the mosquitoes. Winters are harsh, like we discussed yesterday. So why do I think Grand Rapids is a good place to live? Their entire metro area has just a little over 1 million residents, so it's not terribly crowded. Home
Okay.
prices are reasonable too. The national average is $270,000 is the median home price. The median home price in Grand Rapids is $296,000. Monthly rent right around $880. I poked around at houses and you can get something really nice for $350,000. You can get them as low as $150,000, but you're going to have to do some work, maybe a little too much work in some cases. But this is who Grand Rapids is for, younger people. Median
We don't mind doing a bit of work, do we? You know, it's only a bit above the average price.
work, maybe a little too much work in some cases. But this is who Grand Rapids is for, younger people. Median age in Grand Rapids is 35 years old. They have a great craft brew scene, a lot of outdoor activities,
Craft brew?
and a
Outdoor?
growing tech community. Grand Rapids has a livability score of 6.8 out of 10.
Yo, I might have to pack my bags and move to Grand Rapids, you know. It's only number 10 on the list, but it's sounding pretty great. We've got a craft beer scene, outdoor activities. Price is just a little above average. Sounds like the place to be. I don't mind a cold winter. Said the summer's great. Mosquitoes, I can deal with mosquitoes. Spent some time in Asia. They have mosquitoes worse than you have there in Grand Rapids. I guarantee it. We might have to pack the bags. Let's go. Speaking of changing locations, it's time to give a massive shout out to today's sponsor, Atlas VPN. Right now, Atlas VPN is offering an 82% discount, meaning for the 3-year plan, it's only $199 a month, and that comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee if it's not for you. All you have to do is click that link down in the description. Once you connect to the Atlas VPN servers, your information is protected, keeps you safe from hackers, governments, internet service providers, advertisers, and your information stays to yourself and you still get lightning fast internet speeds. As well as this, it allows you to unblock any websites that aren't available in your country, and it's really good for streaming services such as Netflix. Have you got a favorite TV show that you can't watch in your current location? Not a problem. Go into Atlas VPN, change your server to a different country, and you can binge watch away. Atlas VPN can be used across all devices, including Windows, Android, iOS, Apple, and you get an unlimited amount of devices to use so you can keep your family completely safe whilst they're online. And once again, just to reiterate this, it's a massive deal, 82% off, $199 a month for 3 years, Atlas VPN. All you have to do is click that link down in the description and go and show some love to Atlas VPN. They're supporting us on the channel here, so go show some love. So once again, thank you to Atlas VPN. Let's jump straight back into today's video.
Number 9, Spartanburg, South Carolina. I honestly don't
Spartanburg.
think we've ever talked about
If you live here, can you call yourself a Spartan? Because that You know, that's a big selling point if you can refer to yourself as a Spartan.
About Spartanburg here on this channel at all. I'm a little surprised. I mean, a lot of people think Spartanburg's the best place to live in South Carolina, including U.S. News. They rank it number 1. Spartanburg has a good mix of older residents and younger residents, but in the last few years, it seems like a lot of younger people are moving here. That's because of jobs. They have places to work and employment just waiting for people in Spartanburg. It's actually home to the first North American BMW plant. Now, this one's really important to a lot of people. Myself, I don't think so, but a lot of people, it's one of the first things they search for. Spartanburg is in the top 10 almost every single year for pet-friendly cities. And last year,
another good one there, you know, because I've got a dog, got my little corgi. Wherever I go, he's got to come with me. Can't leave him behind. Never leave a man behind.
It was ranked as the 18th cheapest city to live in the United States. That was for cities above 20,000 residents. The actual city of Spartanburg only has about 38,000 residents, with the entire metro area having about 327,000. Their average commute time for workers is still under 20 minutes. Median rent is usually around $800, they say, but realistically, you're looking closer to $900 a month. Median home price is $156,000. Realistically, you're looking at about $220 to $260 to get something decent. And it goes all the way up, way up. So who's moving to Spartanburg? Everyone. A lot of people that moved down to Florida from New York and decided they didn't like Florida, they'll move to places like Spartanburg. They have young people moving in there, like I was saying. Yeah, it's just good for everyone, especially if you want to get a starter house, maybe start a family.
Okay.
Number 8. Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville is not like the rest of Alabama. They, have a reputation for being a little backwards and things like that. That's an old stereotype of Alabama. Sure, they got some really backwood places, but their reputation comes from years.
Where's this? I don't know about these backward places. What does it mean by that? Is there some weird stuff going on there? Let me know in the comments, because I'm not aware of these backward places.
People that don't know much about Alabama don't realize that Huntsville is like one of the first tech cities that we had here in the United States. They have a close connection with NASA and played a big part in the space race of the 1960s. This was actually a landing spot for a lot of German rocket scientists back after World War II. It's like we boxed them up and sent them to Alabama. At first, I'm sure they thought this was a prison camp, but it just turns out it was Alabama. But Huntsville turned into a pretty good place. It's consistently one of the fastest growing metro areas in the United States. The median home price here, they say, is $192,000, but realistically about $250 to $350 you'll get something decent. Median rent price, $850. That's what the median is, but realistically you're looking at about $950. Huntsville is ranked first for cheapest place to live in Alabama and the best place to live in Alabama. Safest place to live in Alabama, not so much. They're number 18. So who should move here? I'd say tech people and retirees. It's not a bad place for retirees to move to. I mean, decent weather most of the year.
We're not going to Huntsville, guys. We're not going there. I'm sorry if you're from Huntsville, but I wouldn't say... I say I'm not interested in tech. YouTube doesn't count as tech, does it? It's not a tech job. I just put a camera on and watch other people's videos. It's not really a tech job, is it? And I don't want to be with the old people just yet, I got a few years left in me.
It has a really low cost of living and housing. Their quality of life score is 7 out of 10.
Well, that's good.
Number 7, Boise, Idaho. Now, you gotta say it right. It's Boise, not Boise.
The 2007 Fiesta Bowl champions.
A lot of people throw a Z in there, and it drives the locals crazy. I am guilty of calling it Boise on more than a few occasions, because I know it drives the locals crazy. It's actually Boise. And I promise there'll still be comments about how I still didn't say it right. If you like the outdoors, Boise is your paradise. Okay. Rivers, mountains, canyons, deserts, lakes, everything, both summer and winter. You could do it all here. Just a, 20-minute ride, you could be in the mountain. Maybe not that short, but it's close. If you look at downtown Boise, it is booming. They have new construction everywhere. A lot of craft beer, and a lot of restaurants here like to boast that they have locally sourced food too, not sent from across the country. That's a big deal for them. Normally you'd find that type of bragging in Portland or Seattle or something like that. But no, Boise, they're big into locally sourced food. Boise is ranked as the 7th safest place to live in the United States as far as big cities go, and their average commute time is 14 minutes. That's solid. The city's population is only 235,000 residents, with the entire metro area only having about 750,000. So it's not terribly crowded, and they got a lot of space to expand too. This is both a college town and the state capital. The median home price in Boise is about $221,000. The median rent goes for $958 to be exact. But if you poke around Zillow, it'll tell you that the average price is really going to be closer to about $350,000. The nicer ones starting above $400,000. And this is another place they go up, way up. You can get a place right now for $3 million. That has 4 bedrooms and 4 acres. And I'm looking at it and, it's got good views. I don't think that's worth $4 million. Maybe 2. I think that one's extremely overpriced. Boise is a good place for anyone to move there. The median age is 36 years old, which isn't terribly high. This is just one of the many places that people have been moving to in Idaho.
Boise is a good shout, If you're a fan of the outdoors, tick. You like craft beer, tick. Locally produced food, tick. Median age 36, tick. I'm not worried about the price of $4 million houses because I ain't got $4 million, guys, And the commute to work, if I ever was going to move to America, hopefully I'd be working at home doing this full time, but then I probably wouldn't be able to get a visa, so that probably wouldn't work either. But commute to work, I'm not too bothered about that. But this is a good option.
Old, which isn't terribly high. This is just one of the many places that people have been moving to in Idaho for quite some time now. The quality of life in Boise is 7.3 out of 10.
7.3.
Number 6, Fayetteville, Arkansas. You heard me right, I said Arkansas, but really Fayetteville and that area up there, Bentonville, Rogers, Springdale, that's not like the rest of Arkansas, like I've said many times on this channel. This area has experienced drastic growth in the last 10 years. This is the birthplace of Walmart, the headquarters for Tyson Foods, and the University of Arkansas. This is one of those places in the country that college football is very important to the entire city. You'll see flags, hats, t-shirts all over the place of the Razorbacks. That's, every time I've gone there, it's one of the first things I pick.
If I did ever move to an American city, I'd have to make sure they have a college football team. I'd have to do it. Feel part of a team.
Pick up on that, and they hate any jokes about marrying a close relative. In 2020, they were voted the 4th best place to live in the United States. That's not a bad score. It's definitely a good place, and you don't expect it because it's in Arkansas. The median age here is 34 years old. It's one of the youngest places in the country, and that has a lot to do with the college and all the jobs they have there. They're starting to be a kind of a tech center. It's got growing there. The median home price is $203,000, and the median monthly rent is $835. But realistically, to buy something decent, you're looking like $260,000 to $360,000. It goes up, way up, just like every place else. And the rent, realistically, for a 2-bedroom place is going to run you about $1,000 a month. Fayetteville has a quality of life score of 7.4.
Fayetteville?
Number 5, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Here's another city we hardly ever talk about, Green Bay. I mean, most of America never talks about Green Bay unless they're talking about the Packers. And remember how
I was going to say, is this where the Green Bay Packers are from? Aaron Rodgers.
I said if you move to Fayetteville, they're very into the University of Arkansas football. The residents of Green Bay are even more insane when it comes to the Packers. I read years ago that you can't get season tickets. There's like this waiting list, and a lot of families actually leave them to other family members in their will. And I don't know if it's still like that, but it was very much a thing some years back. Green Bay is great for retirees that don't mind the cold and families just starting out. Great place to raise a family, and it's very affordable. The actual city of Green Bay only has about 108,000 residents.
This one's looking way too small for me. Give me small town vibes. It's not what I'd go for.
With the entire metro area having about 320,000. The median home price here is about $181,000, with rent being just under $800 a month. This is kind of a first. Normally I will tell you here's the median price. It's like 200,000, but realistically you want a house that's probably around 250, 350,000. This one is 181,000, but you could find nice homes here, livable homes, for $160,000 or $170,000. There's plenty of them. Now, I also find this a little funny. In most cities around the...
Looks really beautiful there. Looks really nice there. But again, it's too small for me. I would like a big city,
nation. If they've got some kind of football stadium or something like that, it's a really bad neighborhood and the houses are very inexpensive. You can get a home across the street from Lambeau Field where the Packers play for about $700,000. It's like the homes around here are double and triple the price of a normal home. And they're nothing special about them. They're just normal homes. They're just really close to the stadium, so they're more expensive. The quality of life score in Green Bay is 7.4.
Killing it out in Green Bay.
Number 4. Asheville, North Carolina. Asheville is one of those places that in the last decade or so has really picked up popularity. A lot of young people are moving here. They got a great beer scene, great music scene, a lot of outdoor stuff to do. I mean, the Blue Ridge Mountains are right there. It's like the backdrop to the city. A lot of the younger people kind of, for lack of a better term, got that hippie thing going on. Sort of like San Francisco had in the 60s, Portland had in the late 80s, early 90s. Denver's had since all the hippies got chased out of San Francisco and had to go someplace else. Asheville actually has the nickname Beer City. They also have Paris of the South, but I think that's a little over the top for this place. Asheville doesn't have a really big population, only 94,000 in the city with the entire metro.
94,000. I was going to say, it kind of looks like an industrial town, just with a beautiful backdrop of
area
mountains.
having about 469,000. It's like a 120th in the nation. They're not that big, and that helps with a couple different things. One is commute time. The average commute time is under 10 minutes here. Even though they've had a youth movement here, their median age is still pretty high. It's 44.2. Remember, some of the other ones here were 35, so that's a bit older. But Asheville's a great place to live for both young people and older people. The median home price here is $278,000. Median rent is $900. But those are really off. Rent's probably going to be about $1,200 a month on average.
This
You
looks
also
beautiful.
won't find many decent homes with like 3 bedrooms that are going to be under $325,000. You're probably looking at just a little over 4 to get something really nice. And they go way up. It's a popular city, so you're going to have some $1 million homes here too. Asheville's quality of life score is 7.5.
Asheville's too expensive for me for what it's offering, I can't put it
Number
over there.
3, Colorado Springs, Colorado. If you don't know about Colorado Springs, it is an amazing place to live.
Okay.
A lot of people really love it here, and it
This
is
looks
considered
really
one of
nice.
the best places to raise a family in the United States. If you don't know where it is between Pueblo, Colorado, and Denver, kind of right in the middle there on the 25. Interstate 25, whatever you want to call it. If you're from Southern California or California in general, you just call it by the number. Everywhere else in the country, you use the I-70 or Interstate 70, something like that. It's this strange Southern California thing. Compared to other
I don't know why the video's gone so dark here. I don't know what's going on in Colorado. Maybe no sunlight.
cities in Colorado Springs has really low
Mountains blocking
crime,
it all.
good schools. Their cost of living and their housing is a little expensive, but you pay for what you get. Colorado Springs has a lot of tech jobs and just a lot of jobs in general, and it's natural beauty. That's why I put it here at this point in the list. Like I said, it's expensive, but it has a lot of other nice things about it. It's another one of those places that really has that small town feel, even though it's a good-sized city. When I say good-sized city, the city itself has about 480,000 residents, with the entire metro area only having about 755,000. Their commute time here is about 16 minutes on average. And that's not my number. That's from some government agency, transportation, whatever, comes up with that number every single year. I find that one a little off. I would honestly say it's closer to 30 minutes in most cases. I don't know. I could be wrong. The median age in Colorado Springs is 34, so this is a pretty young city. The median home price is $455,000. That's, like I said, it's a little more expensive here. Rent is about $1,200. Realistically, rent's about $1,600. It's like a 2-bedroom apartment. When it comes to buying a place, you could find all kinds of condos. They have a lot here, and they go for anywhere between $275,000 to $350,000 on up. I mean, if it's a really nice neighborhood. But homes, they're going to start off around $500,000 if you want something really nice. If you look hard enough, you can find things in the $350,000 to $400,000 area. The quality of life score here isn't as high as some of the other ones on this list. It is 7.1, but it's still a great place to live.
Again, it's too expensive, I need a few million subscribers before we can move there.
Number 2. Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
nice, though.
Lancaster is a place
Lancaster.
that's seen some serious growth in recent years.
We have a place called Lancaster right near me in England, not far away at all.
Back in the day, it was really just a place you stopped if you were driving from Philadelphia to Harrisburg. But Lancaster is a beautiful little town, or city, whatever you want to call it. It is surrounded by farmland. This is a very old city. It was actually founded in 1729 and was incorporated into a borough in 1742 and actually incorporated into a city in 1818. The downtown downtown of this city is beautiful. Old architecture, just like feel the history when you just look around this town. It does have some rough spots just like any city, but for the most part, this is a great little city. I love Lancaster, not just because it's close to two of my favorite places in the United States, Bird in the Hand and Intercourse, Pennsylvania. But dotted all around besides Intercourse and Bird in the Hand, there's all kinds of just great small towns to go visit on the weekends. It's a beautiful part of the country. Lancaster has a population of 59,000 residents with the
Again, it looks beautiful. Like, the nature looks fantastic. It's just too small town vibe for me.
whole metro area
I'm from a big city. I'm from Manchester, you know.
7,000. Commute times are less than 12 minutes, and it's affordable. The median rent price is about $1,000. Median home price is $226,000.
Cheap though.
Realistically, you're looking at about $1,200 for rent, maybe a little bit less. And to get a decent home, you're gonna be looking at least $320,000 to $425,000. You can find cheaper places, but they won't be in the best neighborhoods, and you're probably gonna have to do some work there. I do see duplexes and stuff for as low as $170,000. They do have some places here that are very expensive, but if you look inside, they look like an antique shop. Those go for about $1 million, but just beautiful old homes. The quality of life score in Lancaster is 7.6. And number 1, Portland, Maine. Yeah, Portland.
I've heard a lot about Portland, you know. It always pops up in these videos, and it always
You want to
looks
live in a
beautiful.
city that has next to no crime. I mean, compared to any other city in the United States, their size, they have the absolute lowest crime rates in the nation. I mean, that whole area, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, they're 1, 2, and 3
look at
when it
that.
comes to low crime. Well, Portland, for being a city this size, has extremely low crime. And it's beautiful. People are decent. You just got to deal with those cold New England winters. They do have jobs, not a terrible amount of poverty, and decent schools. This is a great place for retirees and families. The median home price in Portland is $310,000 with median monthly rent $1,100. But if you poke around Zillow, you'll find out that if you want to buy a house here that's decent, it's going to be anywhere from $350,000 to about $425,000. Obviously, it goes way up from there. Portland's a beautiful city. It just gets really cold and it gets some rain, but it's tons of greenery around there, things to do.
Sounds like England that he's describing.
It's a nice city, and the people there love it. Portland, Maine is one of the happiest states in the country. The quality of life score for Portland, Maine is 7.8. Almost cracked the 8.0 mark.
Okay, we're going to leave it there for now, guys. So that was the top 10 best cities to live in America for 2022. If I'm going to be honest, I quite like some of the earlier ones in this list rather than the ones towards the end. The ones towards the end were giving me small town feels. I like, I think it was the first one, Grand Rapids, looked pretty cool. Spartanburg, Huntsville, those first few ones. Boise, that looks fantastic as well. And then I kind of liked them less as we got like higher ranking in the list. Doesn't mean that I don't like those places or they don't look beautiful. It's just I couldn't see myself moving there. Don't want a small town vibe, you know. Still want to be in a big city. If you did enjoy today's video, please click that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below on any other types of reactions that you want to see me react to. And give the video a like if you did enjoy it. I'll see you for the next one. Take it easy. Peace.